Well, hello everybody. That's right, I'm back again. What you got to talk about today, Ethan? Mm, that's always a wonder, isn't it? It is for me because I don't script this stuff. Just when it's ready to come out, it comes out. Sound okay? Put something in the comment for me or give me a thumbs up. I'll keep on going. If I hear the sounds bad, I'll have to stop. All right. Fundamental, frequent reoccurrence to fundamental values. Rights of persons. All men are, by nature, by what? By nature. What by nature? All men are. What are we talking about? Rights of persons. You can't say persons, Ethan. What do you mean I can't say persons? Who are you talking to, homie? What you talking about, Holmes? I can't say persons. My forefathers, your forefathers, our forefathers use these words. What's they talking about? Rights of persons. All men are. What are we talking about here? Persons or men? Arizona Article 1, Bill of Rights. 1. Rights of persons. All men are by nature free and independent. Oh, since when? Since birth. But you didn't know it, did you? No, you didn't know it. You think you get to be administered by every government agency, department, division, right? Yeah, your masters, right? You know, no, you don't know. You don't. I talk with people who have been studying common law 30 years. I'm a constitutional researcher. 30 years. I learned what I did what it did to get to that June 28th day at the Kalkaska County Sheriff's Department, starting in about March or April of last year. April, May, June. Oh, Ethan, you're lying. You were lying. There's no way you figured out what you figured out and did what you did in that amount of time. That's impossible. I mean, David Straight's been studying and teaching and, years and years and years. And Dave Jose been studying and teaching years and years and years. And, all these teachers, scholars, deep researchers, any of them taking you all the way? Is one of them going to take you all the way? Some of them want to take you into that administrative process. Others don't want you to know. They don't want you to know the truth that I teach. Why? I don't know. I don't know. But I know, talking to these people, they got a mental block. It's like the wiring's messed up, the polarity's not right. There's a slave gene that just kicks on. I'm a free man. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. And then slave motion, slave speak, slave action. You got to cut it out, people. All right. Where were we? Arizona Article 1, Bills of Rights, Section 1, Rights of Persons. All men are by nature free and independent and have certain unalienable rights. Certain unalienable rights. What are they? Among which are those of enjoying and defending life and liberty. Oh, come on. Defending life and liberty? What is liberty? What is life? What is being a slave? Do you have liberty and free life? Or are you administered to the right and to the left and to the right and to the left and up and down and forward and backwards? It's the latter. Among which are those of enjoying and defending life and liberty, acquiring, possessing, and protecting property, and pursuing and obtaining safety and happiness. Are you happy? Are you a happy pappy? Are you a happy anything? Maybe you're identifying as a kitty cat. You got a litter box. Now you're happy. Maybe you're identifying as an apple and you sit in the refrigerator. Maybe you're identifying as a rooster. Maybe you're identifying as an unidentifiable. Why? Is there that much psychosis going on? What in God's name is happening here on this planet? Where are the brain cells that used to function for critical thinking? Where are they? Now, I know you people don't hear me. You watch, you listen, but you don't hear it. Oh, you think you do, but then you go right into slave mode. Or you never leave slave mode. Let's hear it again. All together. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. No narrative. Arizona, Article 1, Bill of Rights, Section 1, Rights of Persons. All men are by nature free and independent and have certain unalienable rights, among which are those of enjoying and defending life and liberty, acquiring, possessing, and protecting property, and pursuing and obtaining safety and happiness. How are you going to do that? How are we going to do that, Ethan? Why don't you try owning your authority? So you go to work, get some money. That ain't money. There is no money. They just print notes. There is no money. So you go to work for no money. Give you a piece of paper. Says this is worth something. I say you're worth something. Creator says you are worth something. Creator says you are worth something. And by God, you are. Why don't you own it? MK Ultra. Fear is why you don't own it. Oppression, suppression, brutality, lie upon lie upon lie, deception upon deception upon deception, until the day you die. That's their plan. That's how they work it. A long, slow, miserable death until you finally get relief. Until you finally get relief. And then what's going to happen? How did you live your life? Did you live your life like it was righteous? Like you were godly? Because you are. What you talking about, boy? Does God create life? The Creator create life? It's a simple question. What do you want to do? Debate it? For how long? What's the point? What is the point? Creator created life. Bible says you are godlike, created in God's image. And what does a man and a woman do in a union of love and passion? Do they create life? It's a simple question. Is that godlike? And then what do we do as a society? With millions upon millions upon millions of our creations before they can take their first breath. Quick death! Oh. Murder! In the womb. Does that sound godlike to you? Does that sound like what the Creator does to his most precious, most valuable gifts and resources? Does it? What do you want to do? You want to debate it? Oh, you got no critical thinking skills. You're brainwashed. My body, my choice. Oh, I didn't sign up for this. Oh, it's too tough. I can't afford that. How many excuses you got? How many? You think that excuse excuses you in the eyes of God? Do you? Oh, you don't believe in God. You don't believe in the Creator? I do. And I have a real problem using that word, God. But I use it because you can relate to it. I think it's a bastardization of a pagan god's name. The letter J was developed some 500 years ago or something like that by a Jesuit under the Pope. How does Yahweh become Jesus? How? Tell me, how? How does that happen? Why is history hidden from us? Oh, you want to debate that too? Here's something you don't have to debate. Something you can own. It's a contract. It's a trust indenture. It's your business. Your business. Yours. How come you don't want to be responsible? Oh, well, this guy's going to teach me how to make a notice. Oh, sweet. Oh, this guy's going to get me a national ID. Oh, sweet. Oh, this guy's going to get me an affidavit. Oh, sweet. What you going to do with it? What's it going to do for you? Are they teaching you to own your authority? Are they? Are they teaching you how to put your vehicle into private with one piece of paper? Or do you got a file like this full of slave paperwork? What is it? What you got? Who taught you that? It wasn't Ethan Canna. Ethan Canna, what you talking about? Well, I think that's what I'd like to be remembered as. It's a man who brought marijuana back to existence all over the planet. Ethan Canna. See, when this is all over, I don't want to be doing no talk shows. I don't want to be doing interviews. I don't want my time consumed. I'm giving it now because you need it. Once this is over and you're free, you don't need me anymore. I hope to be left alone. I just want to be Ethan Canna, bringing health and prosperity to you all over the world. Josh 80 says their game is played on our backs. You got footprints all over you, not just your back. Inside and out, up and down, forward and backward. When we stand up, it's over. I think that's right. Where's the men? 20, 21. Men, you're calling me? Oh. 2021. We're going to have that in 2022. Are we, boys? Huh? Well, don't insult me. Call me a boy? You don't get it, do you? See, that's a term men use. Hey, honey, me and the boys are going to play some poker tonight. Hey, babe, the boys invited me to the ball game. Sheriff says, go round up the boys. We got to put the posse together. You can't say boys, Ethan. Yeah, I can't say person. I can't say citizen. I can't do this. I can't do that. Why? MK Ultra brainwashing. Mockingbird media. Bar Association controlled education. Bar Association controlled everything. Democrats and bar members conspiring to destroy your life so that you are the sickest generation in history. Oh, yeah. Just pump aluminum and mercury and right past all your defenses and directly into your system. Oh, these are smart guys. They're the intelligent ones. Oh, yeah, they wear white coats. They got clean cut hair. They have a nice way of presenting themselves, all professional and soft spoken and eloquent and sophisticated. Well, they're killing you. Killing you. Killing your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your sons, your daughters, your grandchildren. Well, I'm going to get a national ID. Oh, great. Well, I'm going to claim my identity. I'm going to send 3 notices. Tell who? For what? Put your car in the private. If it takes you more than an hour, there's something wrong. I'll show you exactly how to do it. Serve your sheriff with a notice of liability that spells out the penalties for trespassing upon you. That spells out what a trespass is. That is a testimony in a court of record that is unrebutable. Oh, but Ethan, we can't get any criminal justice. Not yet. But you can get financial reward. Very big financial reward. Oh, and these parasites don't like it. No. How hard do they have to work? How many people do they have to trick into their administrative system to bring in $100 million? Oh, and you can get it in a heartbeat. Own your authority. Facilitate that notice of liability. Oh, Ethan, it's too complicated. What you mean it's too complicated? I don't know how to write one. I don't understand. I wrote it for you. Oh, but there's errors in there, Ethan. Because it says your name here. And it's highlighted in yellow. Why did you do that to me, Ethan? What's wrong with you? I didn't do that to you. I did that for you. See, I highlighted that area. Your name here. You got to engage this thing. And see, we're graduating people from high school that cannot read or write. They have no critical thinking skills. It happens from the year 1542. The Jesuits created the spinning Santa ball and done an attempt to separate man from creator. There's a guy that has your name tattoo on his. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know that joke. That's a joke. That's a good one. Oh, hey, men, how would you like to know two of the most powerful words in the world for you and your relationship? Now, I'm talking about you and your man. Talk about a man, a male, and a female. No, not some libtard female, a woman. Down to earth. You a down to earth man with a down to earth woman. Two most powerful words in the world. Works in almost every situation. It depends on how you use it, too. You use it the proper way. You use it at the proper time. And you just can't believe the results. What is it, Ethan? Tell me. I'm gonna. Come on, Ethan, tell me. Yes, dear. Ethan, tell me. Yes, dear. Ethan, what is it? Would you? Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Two most powerful words that a man has in his vocabulary dealing with a woman. It's a fact. And some of these females today are so so far from what a natural woman is intended. How can that be, Ethan? What you talking about? Well, you got little girls in school. They need a litter box in the bathroom because the administration told them they can identify as whatever they want. And they've been lie on top of lie so that you live a long, slow death where you don't have the happiness you could have had. You don't have the kind of freedom you could have had. You don't have the kind of property that you could have had. You don't have the kind of security that you could have had because you've been brainwashed and bullied and lied to by your servants. Who's teaching you how to own your authority? Who? Ethan Canna, that's who. Go to the website, oralhealthwithcannabis.com. Go to the services page, click, and giddy up. Maybe you need to have a committee meeting so that you can facilitate that verification and notary jurat. You know, you update it with your city, village and town. You update it with your county, your state. Make sure that the month and year and date is correct, because the year changed, the month changed, the days changed. So maybe if you get together in a group of 10 of you, you can spend 5 or 6 hours arguing, discussing. Should you put your name where it says your name, or should you put the county there? Well, it's not clear. What do you mean it's not clear? Well, it could be wrong. These instructions could be wrong. Yeah, I know. You got all kind of excuses, don't you? People print that off and they don't even read it. Don't even understand the words on that document and what they mean. I explain it in detail over and over and over and over and over. MK Ultra brainwash, slave mode kicks in every time. Oh, yeah, okay, Josh. I believe it. I believe it. I do. People do crazy things. But is that causing harm? Is the definition of crazy causing harm? Your servants are causing harm. They destroy the soil, so we can't grow nutrient-rich food. They pollute the water. They poison the water purposely to calcify your pineal gland, to limit your spiritual connection. They steal and rob from you from the day you are born, from your first breath until your last. And then they still ain't done. You got to get through probate. See, I lived a long, slow death. Well over 27 chronic conditions for 30 years. Over 30 years. Didn't start out with 27. I don't know how many it started out with. Could have been 1, could have been 2, 3, 4, or 5. Just all kind of creep up at once. And what's those chronic conditions doing? It's forcing your body to heal. It's forcing your immune system to work. But that immune system never gets a break. When you got toxic teeth in your mouth. Oh, and these parasites love putting toxic teeth in your mouth. That way, you can get the poison right into your lymphatic system just when you chew. And it's pain-free. Yeah, you don't feel a thing. And the rest of your body does is it starts going to hell. And then they got these so-called pain relievers. Oh, how convenient. The system is all set up to make you all inflamed, arthritis, all kind of things, MS, allergies to food. Allergies to food. People getting allergic reactions to cannabis because of the way it's grown today. And this got to change. They're now looking at shaken baby as a vaccine reaction. Yep, that jabber-doobie. That's what it does. Oh, and then the doctors, they got their way of making it look like daddy did it. Oh, and then daddy gets to go to prison. Oh, poor mommy. She gets to visit the grave. She gets to make phone calls and write letters and have visitation days. Does that sound like something that a creator does? Or does that sound something like a demonic, evil parasite does? And what are you going to do about it? I don't know what to do. Mookie's going to get me a national ID. And so-and-so is going to show me how to reclaim my identity. Ethan will show you how to own your authority. Explain to you that you have immunity from arrest. What do you mean they can't take me to jail? They can't stop you. Get your old English dictionary out. I don't have one. You got one in your hand. Get that little mic thing on your search engine. Speak the words. Old English definition of arrest. See what you get. You think your forefathers were looking in Black's Law Edition 4? Do you? Watch where these teachers want to take you. They want to take you into that parasite world. Don't ever go there. Don't go there voluntarily. Don't go there by invitation. Don't go there. That's for fiction. That's for clowns. That's for slaves. Political powers. All power. Excuse me. All power. What power? Some power? A little bit of power? All power is inherent in the people, and all free governments are founded on their authority and instituted for their peace, safety, and happiness. Who instituted government? The people. Why? All right, I'm going to read it again. I'm going to go slow. Try and pay attention this time. All power is inherent in the people, and all free governments are founded on their authority and instituted for their peace, safety, and happiness. For the advancement of these ends, they have at all times an inalienable and indefeasible right to alter, reform, or abolish their government in such manner as they may think proper. So how about a government that doesn't force jabberdoos on you and grandma and grandpa and the babies and allows you to murder the most innocent of life while it's in the womb? You were in the womb once. You were. Look, this is simple. Let's do it again. They have at all times an inalienable and indefeasible right to alter, reform, or abolish their government in such manner as they may think proper. I may think proper. And I'm going to own my authority. And I will not go into your administrative clown world, bar attorney, private foreign entity, agents, treasonous rats world. Ain't happening. You got to come into my court, our court, the people's court, where we have truth and law, not assumptions and presumptions and black magic and administrative processes. Is it starting to sink in a little bit? I know. I know. Right to the courts. No person. You can't say person, Ethan. Slave. Person, 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 person. Person. Person, person, person. Am I dead? Have I been hauled away? Am I getting locked up? Person. No person. What person? No person. No person what? Shall be deprived of the right. No person shall be deprived of the right? What right? You can't say person, Ethan. I just said it. Person, 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 citizen, 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 citizen. Let me go. Don't take me away. Let me go. That's all in your head. That's what you let happen. That's what you let happen. Person. I'm standing right here. No person shall be deprived of the right to prosecute or defend either in person or by an attorney. That person's own cause in any of the courts of this state. What courts? Any of the courts. Where? Of this state. Could you have a right in your state that I don't get in mine? Can you? If you live in slave world, if you live in Clownland, if you want to listen to treasonous, traitorous rats, British foreign agents, you can have it that way. That's what they like. God doesn't like it at all. It's time we start taking care of our environment. You mend your soil with biochar, it's amended for 100 years. All that carbon that you release into the atmosphere grows new plants, makes oxygen. From nutrient-rich soil, amended with biochar. Oh, is that creating? Is that godlike? You bet it is. Just like destroying the soil, destroying the plants, destroying your immunity, destroying your life is evil. We need morality. We need spirituality, frugality, integrity, love, honor, respect. We need those things in our society. We need those things in our life. Because the opposite is chaos. It's tyranny. And we're going to fix it. By God, we're going to fix it. I'm going to keep teaching it. I'll say it as many times as it's got to be said. I'll say it every way I can think to say it until you can grab it and own it. And on the services page of the website, it's 2 PDF files, Gretchen Camp Grayling. It's all one file. It's just that nice big office scanner couldn't hold it all. So I had to scan it in 2 files to get it electronic so I could share it with you. There's an example in my paperwork. That's an example of my learning. That's an example of the actions that I took. It's templates for you. Have you gone? Have you taken 2-3 minutes, whatever it takes, to click, click, click and access it? And then use it to study with? Why not? When you know it, because you studied it, because you proved it to yourself, you can own it. You don't have to ask anybody. You can start to let people know. You can begin to share that knowledge of freedom. And you have a right to defend your life. You have a right to defend your property, your freedom, your liberty, your privacy, your security. You have franchise on those rights. They cannot be stripped from you. They cannot be diminished. They are inalienable, undefeasible, and inherent in you. Provided by God, secured in compact by your forefathers. We got to raise some money. Here's a simple math. $20,000 divided by 200 is 100. 100 people donate $200. We can get 10 teams of auditors, and they can all get about $1,500 for their rooms, their meals, their travel, their expenses. Maybe they'll end up with a couple bucks left in their pocket. All depends on them. Depends on what they decide. They want to sleep in a big fancy place, or they want to conserve their money. They want to eat $100 meal, or they want to eat a $10 meal. But we'll pay for them to get it done. And we're not going to tell them how to spend that money. That's just the money they got. And it's enough. That means about 8 counties each. 10 times 8 is 80. We got 83 counties. Now they got to bring equipment, and they got to do a job. And it's not just their expenses we're concerned about. And maybe some of them will be trespassed and require a little bit more effort from us to go and stand for them and tear down the evil. Don't let this go on. I was talking with a lady who was pretty much in a coma for about 10 years. Woke up in this world, having a hard time with the reality of how sick everyone is, how fat everyone is, how their bodies are like jelly and their minds are like mush. People, own your authority. Go get that notice of liability, fill it out, take it to your sheriff. Facilitate your title, create a court of record affidavit, put your vehicle into private. Download those constitutions, those states' constitutions, bills of rights, and declarations of rights. Understand your power, your authority. All right. I love y'all. I do. I'll take a look at the comments here. Hey, Kathleen Armstrong. Welcome. The auditors need to want to save our country first and foremost. Kathleen, the auditors are out there taking the hits. They're out there taking the hits. Well, the men, All right. The auditors have that attitude already. What they don't have is a notice of liability and the understanding of its power and how to facilitate it, how to implement it, and how to stand on it. And anybody who is an aspiring auditor, this isn't hard. We're going to have a training. And you're going to have backup. You might just have somebody in your ear, just in case you get stuck, just in case you get some fear and you freeze, or maybe the tyrant's doing something unexpected that we just didn't expect. You might just have somebody in your ear giving you advice. Everything will be recorded live. Everything will be broadcast live. There's going to be no hiding anything. And one of the things the auditors are going to do is when they get into the community, they will drive around the residential streets with a megaphone announcing that the Constitutional Accountability Committee is in town. And they are at or will be at the sheriff's office. And that's where you can come and supply your contact information to be an assemblyman, to be in the grand jury pool, and to possibly to be a foreman. And assemblies, I believe, would get set up in every territory in the county. So if you got a city, you get an assembly for the city population. You get a village, you got a township, they all get assemblies. And then every county will have representatives that convene for state assemblies. So if there's one representative for the county, you have 83 get together to represent the people for what? Legislative and judicial law. Look up the Old English definition of assembly. It is for legislation and judicial by we the people, above the grand jury, above the sheriff, above the Constitution and the three branches of government. We the people assemble just below God, just below the Creator, for judicial and legislative truth and law of what? Of what the people want. Because we can alter, reform, or abolish our government as we deem most appropriate for the goodness and benefit of we the people. And that's what I am making happen. I am the executive manager for the state of Michigan. I have been. I took that position because somebody needed to. It's uncontested and will remain so. It's a fact. To contest it, it has to be done in a court of record. And my position is solid. So own it. You got a teacher and you got a leader. Teach you how to be free, lead you to freedom. When you're at church, God wants you contributing. Put money in the plate for your freedom, for your life. You have the duty to defend your life, your property. You have a duty to protect the unborn. You have a moral responsibility, men, to keep the women and children safe and secure. So let's do it. If you can only raise $20, send $20. That's $20 that we don't have to raise. Now we only need 9,000. Yeah, 9,999 more $20 donations. How many million people we got here in this country? How much money you give to high frequency radio? How much money you give to Dave Jose? How much money you give to any of these people? Why don't you give some to yourself? Why don't you give some to yourself? I'm going to leave it there. You think on it, people. I love you. I'm going to set you free. And then you can prosper and multiply and live for happiness with your liberty and your freedom and your immunities. By God.